Hey everyone, it's Alexander the Real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to either YouTube or Twitch. This is the watch party for Avengers Endgame, the at one point highest grossing movie of all time for a year and a half. Oh well. Anyway, I'm just gonna go through the rundown of things because this is a 3-hour movie. Want to get started as soon as possible, and it's my favorite comic book movie of all time. So, all the more reason to get started. Anyway. If you're watching me on YouTube, but if you're subscribed to me on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This Saturday, we'll be finishing off Injustice Gods Among Us. And Sunday, I will be doing some experimenting with the Nintendo Switch, this beauty right here, to try to stream through the Switch on Twitch. That rhymes. And that's sure a mouthful. Anyway, if you follow me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is my main hub of entertainment. It's youtube.com/TheRealMrRobinson. Yesterday, I put up a review for Cinderella. The next video I put up, I'm not sure what it's going to be. It might not... I might actually be pretty... I don't know what my next video is. I mean, I know my for sure next video review will be Godzilla vs. Kong, but I don't know if I'm going to put anything up until then. But that's what's going on here. If you like what I'm doing with both channels and you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/TheRealMrRobinson. I finally finished editing another individual episode review for WandaVision, and if you pledge to the $3 tier and above, you'll get exclusive access to those reviews. But if you cannot help support financially, that's totally fine. Following me on Twitch or subscribe to me on YouTube is good enough. Want to welcome everyone who is in the chat right now. We got Swisher35 on Twitch saying, "How's it going? What are you, Team Kong or Team Godzilla?" I am on Team Godzilla all the way. Yeah, all the people that are rooting for Kong because he's a giant monkey. Yeah, good luck with that, because he's fighting against a nuclear dinosaur. By the way, 5 years ago, Batman vs. Superman premiered at the box office, says Razorbike on YouTube, which is precisely why I'm doing a watch party for Endgame today. Yeah, fuck that movie. I'm sorry, I cannot stand that movie for the life of me. But yeah, we got the regular crowd here, and let's hop into it. Let's not delay this any further, because again, 3-hour movie. 3-hour movie that goes by quickly, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to push the play button right now. Oh, you pledged on Patreon, Swisher35. I'm going to have to take a look at that. I haven't been on my Patreon page for a couple of days. Thank you for that. Actually, I'll look it up right now. Oh, this scene. White people problems, am I right? All right, I see that. $1 per month. Thank you. Fuck. Like even a year after we saw everyone got snapped away in Infinity War, this still hurts. Like this still like hits hard, especially considering that it's Clint's family. I like how the opening logo, all the characters that got snapped away, um, aren't featured. Like that door opens up to nothing. The sanctum's empty. Um, yeah, what an opening. The one time Nebula smiled in this entire series. If you caught a glimpse of that right there, really great. It's a small scene, but it's really great for Nebula because, like, her whole life, she's been working to try to beat Gamora and like probably be the better one. And in this instance, where she's just playing paper football with Tony Stark, he's very sportsmanlike, and she's at shock that she won at something. Oh, it'll find its way on social media. A tiny bit sadistic? Nebula? Have you. Well, I guess he's not familiar with her. Yeah, so much for that. Hello there, Abomination 2008. Sorry, I'm just so. But this is a movie that just entrances me. We're all fine here. Good luck with your short film, Gzilla 100. And I've never been to Dollywood, Turner Jenkins, so have fun, but for the love of God, be safe because we are still in a pandemic. Which, by the way, I'm speaking of pandemic. I'm so grateful that I'm in California. Vaccines are going to be made available for everyone 16 and up by uh, the middle of April. So that's that's for sure. I'll be able to get my first vaccine around that time. Man, it still pisses me off that the Academy is so snooty towards the genre, because this movie really it deserved to be nominated for Best Picture in the same way Return of the King won Best Picture. Even if this movie didn't win, it still deserved to be up there instead of that goddamn pretentious ass Joker movie. And Alan Silvestri also got robbed of a nomination, considering that Alan Silvestri's only been nominated for one movie, Forrest Gump. Oh, is that has it come? Has it come? Is Tony finally is Tony seeing the light? Is he finally gonna head off into a better place now? It's like I knew my time was probably coming, but I didn't think it was gonna be in the middle of space. Oh no, it's Carol Danvers. Yay! No, Razorbyte. He was not nominated for Back to the Future. And rest in peace to that beard. So I think this was literally, if I'm correct, I think this was literally Brie Larson. No, either because I know Brie Larson shot this before she shot Captain Marvel. I don't know if it was either the deleted scene of her on Vormir, or if it was this part here where it was her first day as Captain Marvel. And we feel sympathy for a raccoon. Um, Rocket's been called so many things. It's like, whatever you guys call me, I'm fine with it. Yeah, there's still some bad blood between them. like I'm sure it's visual effects, but Robert Downey Jr. looks so sickly in this scene. So in the first 12 minutes, Tony Stark gets back to Earth, and we already find out where Thanos is hiding or retiring. Abomination 2008 on YouTube says, have you seen the 1990 Captain America movie? Oh, yes, I have. I'll be reviewing that movie when Black Widow comes out in July. You goddamn hypocrite. Yeah, when I first saw this movie and they say that Thanos used the stones again, all I thought to myself, you motherfucker, use the stones for your own personal use now. Yeah, so she has an excuse for not appearing in most of these movies. What's Martian Manhunter's excuse, huh? I'm sorry, I can't get over that. That Martian Manhunter's been on Earth this entire time in the DCEU, and didn't bother to help out at all in Man of Steel, BVS, or Justice League. Language. Everyone cheers. Whew. Like all those years waiting patiently for this moment. Steve's like, holy shit, as his eyes widen up. It's amazing how that romance has stood the test of time. Even if they only had, even if the most time they've had on screen together, Haley Atwell and Chris Evans was the first Avenger. So the night before I saw this movie, because I actually saw, when I first saw this movie, it was a press screening at 9 a.m. in the morning at the Disney lot. And then literally after the movie was done, I had to head to work at Universal. But I was running on 5 hours of sleep because the night before I did a back-to-back marathon of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Thor Ragnarok, and Avengers Infinity War before. And I finished Infinity War at 2:30 at night. So then I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, to shower, get gas, eat breakfast, and head straight to the Disney lot. And like I was so excited to see this that I didn't even care how tired I was. Oh no, you don't, Thanos. Yeah, outside of the really cool way Steve and Natasha enter his hut, I love how Thor, Banner, Rhodey, and Carol just don't even make a dramatic entrance. They just come in and and restrain Thanos. What meme are you talking about, Razorbyte? Wow, all those years Thanos has tortured her, and she's able to vouch for him. Dude. And there was just an entire gasp. Like, the screening was mostly full of critics. But even then, some of us were just like, some of us were just like, we're still reacting to this as if we're fans. Yeah, first 20 minutes of the movie, um, Tony Stark heads back to Earth. Carol Danvers joins the Avengers. They find out where Thanos is. They kill him, but they still lost. Oh, you're talking about all the memes in general. Okay. Yeah, that's an intense 20 minutes right there. And then for them to actually jump ahead in time by 5 years. I didn't think they'd do that. But holy shit. Yeah, the first 20 minutes of the movie really is the true ending to Infinity War, but I'm glad they saved it for Endgame. It's 2 years away, Spider-Verse Prime. Because technically, because we're in 2021, and Endgame technically still takes place in 2018. Or at least the first 20 minutes did. Oh yeah, the Russo brothers directed a handful of episodes of Community, and were actually executive producers with the creator Dan Harmon, and the two paintball episodes they did in season 2 is what caught Kevin Feige's eye to do Winter Soldier. As being Winter Soldier, this scene's vitally important because he's doing what Sam's doing in Winter Soldier, where he's holding a support group. In the same way, Sam Wilson was heading up a support group for people for veterans coming back from, say, the Iraq War, just overseas, dealing with PTSD. Steve Rogers is doing what Sam did, except for survivors of the snap. So that's a pretty great moment there. So out of all those 14 million options on how they fight Thanos, Strange put his faith into a goddamn rat. like really, what? When I saw this movie, I saw it with a bunch of good friends of mine, including JTE, who you might have seen on the Schmodown, and Rachel Herrick, who used to do YouTube videos. She's now a puppeteer, or she's always been a puppeteer. But anyway, when that moment came up, we were just like, did that really just happen? Did a rat just walk on all the controls and release Scott Lang from the quantum realm? Speaking of Community, there's Senior Chang himself, Ken Jeong. Um, Walter Sorsa on YouTube says nothing can beat The Dark Knight. Nothing. Sorry, but I feel like there are several comic movies that have came out since The Dark Knight that have been better, including Iron Man, which predated Dark Knight by 2 months. But whatever, that's just me. God, watching this movie while we're still in the middle of a pandemic, it hits harder. Can you imagine, like, being someone during the pandemic or at the beginning of the pandemic, who decided to just go to a cabin, isolate themselves from the rest of the world, no internet, nothing, and then you come back to like the big city and realize what happened? Like, why is it so deserted? Hello there, Nick Sheets on Twitch. I hate to destroy ruin the moment, but Cassie, the last 5 years for Cassie certainly is not probably did her dirty, because it looks like she aged more than 5 years. Oh, who am I kidding? It's still it's still a really touching scene. I feel sorry for that actress that in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, she got recast by Catherine Newton. A motto that our politicians stand by. She's so annoyed that if he wasn't a raccoon, she was this close to saying, "Listen, fuckface." I have not seen either movie, Walther. I want to, especially Marriage Story. I actually want to see that probably more than I wanted to see Uncut Gems. Yeah, I don't know. I've even in the comics, I've never been a fan of Carol's short hair. Um, I mean, Brie Larson makes that wig look as good as it can, to the point where I really thought it was a haircut she got. But I don't know. I prefer Carol with long hair. Like I say, speaking of Marriage Story, this year, 2019 was Scarlett Johansson's year. Um, between being in the most successful movie of not just the year but the last decade, um, and then being in two movies that got her Oscar nominations: Jojo Rabbit for Best Supporting Actress and Marriage Story for Best Actress. Again, another parallel to the pandemic last year, when we got like when everyone was agreeing and going with the lockdowns, and we heard stories like, "Oh, the LA weather's clearer, the Venice rivers in Italy are cleaner." It's like, hey, it's good news for the environment. Like a lot of people, including myself, is like, if you're trying to tell me to look on the bright side of life, I'm gonna punch you in the face. It really is like, I mean, this. Uh, William Clark said it best. Paul Rudd and Karen Gillan, especially Karen Gillan, deserve a lot of more credit than they get for this movie. Um, but I really do like how each of the six Avengers have their own way of dealing with grief in knowing that they lost, especially when you have Natasha and Steve really struggling to move on. Like, holy shit. Man, the trailers really had a lot of people fooled because when they showed that shot in the trailer, uh, she had the blonde hair that she had in Infinity War. All those movies you listed, Walter, I have not seen. I'm pretty behind on new releases, especially since some of those movies, like Trials of Chicago 7 and Nomadland, were Oscar nominated. Though I did see Hamilton, but that doesn't count as a movie. Sorry. As this watch party goes along, Gaming Dry Bones, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I will, as the movie goes on, I'll explain in detail why this is my favorite movie in the MCU. I forgot who won Best Actress the year. Oh, what's her name? Renee Zellweger for Judy. So weird to see that cabin would pop up in Godzilla King of the Monsters just a month later. And Lil Morgan Stark would be in Godzilla King of the Monsters, even if very, very briefly. That really is a hell of a coincidence that both the cabin and the girl would be in a Godzilla movie just a month later. Steve, Tony. I would say for me, I prefer Endgame. And that's I don't know because Lord of the Rings: Return of the King is fantastic, but at the same time, uh, I didn't see the Lord of the Rings trilogy in theaters. I didn't see them until DVD. Whereas the MCU, I was invested. Um, I was invested and saw every one of them in the theaters. So I guess Endgame has the advantage just based on that. That is a giant bowl of eggs. And look at that. That's a straight up bowl. Yeah, this is how Bruce moved on from the snap. Who? Or you've been disappeared, or you've been gone for 5 years, so they don't know who Ant-Man is. Just so blunt. But what's really funny about the kids, it's like, Captain America and Black Widow are right there, guys. That's a giant breakfast taco. I think it's William Clark. I think that statement of Hulk was scared of Thanos. Um, I think it holds as much weight as the Hulk being sick of fighting all of Bruce's battles. Oh yeah, Hulk dabs. Time travel invented. All right, you have a good night, Walter Sorsa. Yeah, if I think I'll take a page from Tony Stark's playbook whenever I have kids. Um, uh, and they start cursing early. I'm gonna pin that on the wife. So so yeah. Ooh. The line that shook the world. So did Pepper just not notice that, or did she not figure out what that represents? That big hologram there. Just checking it on Twitch to see if the stream's still going. Okay, it still is. Thank God. Oh yeah, there's a Hank Pym's quantum suit. Great build of confidence, Bruce. The subtitles really call Professor Hulk Smart Hulk? Huh. 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 it's it's like never mind that gross statement. It's just like, oh, thank God Scott's back as himself. Yeah, Steve doesn't share that same sentiment. William Clark says, if Cap pumps you up, you know you can succeed. Yeah, but if he shakes his head and walks off, then you know you did something he's not approving of. That is such a Tony Stark thing to do. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm sitting on my leg. Well, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll be able to do 2 out of those 3 things. There's the Captain America theme. That's such a great line. Turner Jenkins, we're at 47 minutes in. 47 minutes, 44 seconds in. Tony just gave Steve his shield back. We have one member that's far out in space who's unable to make it back, but other than her, I think we can get everyone, the whole team together. That's such a pathetic taco. I love that delivery. What's up, regular size man? Turner Jenkins, wait, what are you talking? Oh, you're talking about Invincible. I've heard of it. I heard it's good, but I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. Yeah. Next time, Scott Lang needs to get tacos from Taco Cabana. Unless you've spent a lot of time in Texas, you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Huh? Hey, Valkyrie. I just love, like, any other, like, I mean, I know she's Asgardian, but if she were human, she would just be weirded out by what she just saw. But since she's Asgardian, talking raccoon, no biggie. Not taco, not Taco Gobana, Taco Cabana. It's a Texas chain. It's a Texas chain of Tex-Mex or Mexican food, and one of the few places I anticipate whenever I go to Texas. I remember the like just big what when we saw Thor. I love how we now know the identity of New Master 69. Huh? Yeah, we know the identity of New Master 69 now, and once you find out who it is, it just makes it even more pathetic. Ooh, that's a hot word. Those are wondering who is Noob Master. Look up on YouTube. Look up Falcon and the Winter Soldier Xbox superhero stuff. Huh? You'll see a commercial that features Anthony Mackie, and the tech guy or the Apple Genius guy who was in Winter Soldier. I guess I'll take Han Solo. Favorite non-Godzilla Mothra Rodan Toho movie. I think Matango. Well, they're fine, but you're a drunken, overweight mess. I love how that's the motivation to get Thor on board. Yeah, I wish we kind of got to see more of Clint as Ronan, but I think the Hawkeye series might delve into that a little more. Popeyes or KFC? I've actually never been to Popeyes, so by default, I'd say KFC. But if you're talking about like comparing fried chicken, um, we have a great there's a really good restaurant called Astro Burger in Los Angeles where they make fried chicken fresh on the spot. Um, and it's so good. And then apparently there's a I was recently watching videos from the Fong brothers, and they were doing a Texas a tour of food in Austin, and there's a great apparently there's a really good fried chicken place in Austin. Yeah, we got to see how every Avenger, every one of the core Avengers has been dealing with this snap. Um, Steve and Natasha are desperately trying to move on with their lives, but can't. Thor's just drunken himself to a stupor. Tony has gotten a second chance at life with Pepper and his daughter. Professor Hulk has managed to move on as well, but Clint Barton has just gone into a giant like murder rampage, killing like killing everyone who should have been snapped away by Thanos but didn't. Yeah, this movie really has this movie really did spawn a lot of memes. King Kong Lives or Godzilla 1998. By default, King Kong Lives. It's terrible, but it's not insultingly bad like Roland Emmerich's movie. I'm glad we got to see Rocket and Tony interact with each other. What is that expression? I'm sorry, that like I can't even do it. It's so weird. Way to go, Scott. I have not seen Yeti Giant. Yeah, I love how a lot of people criticize the time travel element of this movie. I love how they reinvented a new method of time travel. Because like we've seen it all before with with all the movies that Rhodey listed, Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Hot Tub Time Machine, all that. So yeah, yeah, give us a new way to look at time travel, and I think they pull it off really well. And plus, this new method of time travel that they've invented in Endgame, um, you could apply it to Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and that makes that movie make a little more sense. Um, to think like because in Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, they go back in time to try to erase Godzilla from history. But what they ended up doing is they erased Godzilla from history in another timeline. So when they go back, nothing's really changed. Whatever. I have heard about Godzilla. King Kong appears in Edo, which yeah, lost King Kong movie from the 30s. Yeah, when it's not until Bruce Banner and the Ancient One talk about the whole situation in New York where we get a full grasp on how time travel in this series works. I love how they really decide to call it Time Heist. You really want to start with the drunk Cap? I love how sarcastic Rhodes is. I love how the score. This part of the score right here is straight up Who Framed Roger Rabbit. fuck it. I really love how you have a character as grounded as Natasha Romanoff sitting next to a CG anthropomorphic raccoon doing this, and nobody questions it. Like, people are just like, "Yep, I'm down for it. Makes sense." And Scott is just so much innocence listening to this story. And Bruce Banner's got the Hulk ice cream. And there's only 1 year to pick where there's three of them in New York. I don't know who I'd pick to play Johnny Storm or Ben Grimm. Uh, yeah, I really don't know who I'd pick. Such an exciting moment. Whatever it takes. Yeah, I'm missing the way Chris Evans delivers these awesome Steve Rogers speeches. I love how Rocket can just see through everyone's bullshit sometimes. Ooh, uh, yeah, we'll put a pin in that quote. And that's the end of Act 1. Now it's time to begin Act 2. Man, seeing this moment, because prior to Endgame, the first Avengers was still my favorite movie. And just to revisit this movie, Back to the Future 2 style, and see that shot again in theaters, loved it. On this episode of Lines That Aged Like Milk, says Razorbike on YouTube. That Chitauri's just like, fuck a bunch of this. Yeah, an hour and 8 minutes in. Man, that really is the moment of like looking back at some of your, or thinking back at some of your, like, let's say college years, thinking about the embarrassing stuff you've done. You're just like, ugh. There's the Doctor Strange theme. I had to say, I didn't. I honestly, I knew they were doing time travel, but I didn't expect the ancient one to come back. That's a clever idea. Like the Astro body is just plain old Bruce Banner. So yeah, that's New York 2020. Now we're into Asgard 2013. Everyone's favorite era of the MCU, right? You know, in theory, did I say? Oh no, I did. I say 2020 Razorback? I'm sorry, 2012. You know the easiest thing uh, to get the Reality Stone would be to just head to nowhere and steal it from the collector. But if you did that, then you wouldn't have uh, this important character moment with Thor that's going to come up relatively soon. Morag, 2014. Huh? You know, it's really great that it's really great that humans can breathe on other planets. I mean, that's comic book logic anyway, so I'm not gonna rail on that. Yeah, this yeah, this movie, like, because it's the culmination of everything that came before it, like, it really makes a point to show that every movie was important leading up to this moment. Even Thor Ragnarok, not Thor: The Dark World, which everyone can agree is the worst movie in the series. Like every movie has a reason to build up to this. Now, is this supposed to be? Are they wiping out another half of the population on this planet? Hello, pre-Guardian Gamora. Yeah, it's like even though Avatar is now the highest grossing movie of all time again, um it's like it doesn't matter which movie's number one. It's a win for Zoe Saldana. There he is. Might want to clean the other blade, Thanos. Oh god, there are a lot of great AC/DC songs. I mean, everyone goes to Black, Back in Black. Um, I like Rock and Roll Damnation, TNT, Highway to Hell. There's a lot. Whew. So you could tell that both of them, like they're trying. I mean, at least Gamora, she doesn't show it, but she tries to stick up for for her sister. But God, Thanos is just still as terrifying as ever. I like this. I really like this armor better than the one in Infinity War. This actually looks like it's made of metal more than the last one. But I miss that old armor. That wasn't nanotech. How did I go the entire Avengers 1 watch party without ever making a reference to America's ass? I'm impressed at myself for that. Yeah, y'all could have used Scott earlier in the team's history. Ow! Like how Loki's just like, It's like, listen, boys, I know how this song and dance plays, and you want to take the easy way out. Those paper football skills came in handy, yeah. Again, like Winter Soldier, he metaphorically no, in Winter Soldier he literally kicked everyone's ass in that elevator. This time he metaphorically and verbally kicked everyone's ass. Yeah, you could use Old Spice instead. I think, if I'm correct, I think Robert Redford was retired before this movie came out. Um, but they just decided to bring him back for this one scene. Okay, this is the most confusing. That is the most confusing comment ever uh, on Twitch. Whatever. Like, hey, my past self is dying, but whatever, it's all good. Uh, I do not speak Spanish. Patricia 230501 on Twitch. Like Hulk isn't even rampaging that hard, and yet he's still. Everyone's still freaking out. Welcome back, Nick Sheets. I love this scene. I just love how he comes in and goes, "You gotta be shitting me." Hey, be nice, Twitch crowd, be nice. I don't want to have to pull out. Yeah, for those of you on Twitch, the YouTube crowd can't see this, but y'all be nice to each other. Not gonna tolerate any like hostility between members or towards me. Oh yeah, we're at that point, Nick Sheets, but not to the point you're talking about. It's like, thank God for that future information, because I can distract my younger self. Flame War starting. I don't know. It's like, God damn it, movie. Like Chris Evans is already on my straight exceptions list, and that whole running joke about America's ass is just helps reinforce that man crush. Do you listen to the song Gangster's Paradise? No, but I listen to Amish Paradise. I mean, spaghetti. Nice, Nick Sheets. Yeah, I had some earlier today. Ooh. Come here, physical Hulk body. It took me a couple of rewatches to realize that when when Bruce Banner is actually Professor Hulk, his voice is deeper than when he's actually Bruce Banner. Weird. Amish Paradise is the better version. Meanwhile, in the other in the 2 years in the future, uh, Patricia 230501 says on Twitch says you could try to speak Spanish. I'm from Venezuela and I don't understand much. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, had a weird way of introducing yourself into the chat by saying "fuck you," but good stream. Um, yeah, weird way to introduce yourself, but just don't. Everyone in the chats, YouTube or Twitch, just be cool to each other. It, yeah, Thanos didn't forget what happened in 2012. Yeah, it's really hard to figure out with just simple like text on screen. It's hard to understand if someone's trying to be jokingly, um, if their attitude's jokingly or serious. Um, yeah, just make sure you all add clarification and, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. Turner Jenkins on YouTube. Turner Jenkins on YouTube liked to contribute to the Twitch chat by saying, "That's convenient. You guys had spaghetti. I myself also had spaghetti earlier today for dinner, no less. Coincidence? I think not." Hello, girl with glasses. Good to see you here finally. Sorry you missed out on Tuesday's Infinity War watch party. Yeah, everyone gives... A lot of people have given Fat Thor shit in terms of, like, he's too funny and whatnot. It's like, yeah, he might have some funny moments here and there, but at the end of the day, like, it's more sad to watch him because, like, this is his way of grieving. And by the way, that was a deleted scene from Thor the Dark World that they just added Rocket Raccoon in. Natalie Portman didn't actually come back to film a scene for this, let alone a non-speaking role. It's not helping, Mom. Girl with Glasses on Twitch says, "I've been lurking since the start of the stream. Sometimes I chat, sometimes I lurk." Nice. Well, hey, I got you to start chatting. Okay, either rabbits look very different on Asgard, or they're just kind of ignorant. Because I don't know how every Asgardian can look at raccoon and just call it a rabbit. Yeah, this, like, the time that Thor got to have with his mom before she dies again is very touching, and I also love how Tony has that same moment with his dad later on. I love this moment more than anything in this Thor the Dark World element. That's the confident booster we need for Thor. Meanwhile, back on Morag in 2014. Like, I know some of this is stock footage, but a lot of the other stuff that they had to recreate looks dead on, even though they have a different DP. Man, I don't think Don Cheadle gets enough credit as Rhodes in this series. You know, when Cap sees Peggy through the window, when he and Tony are in that specific time period, that's when and what made Cap decide to go back to the 40s. Yeah, absolutely. Man, Rhodey's been watching too many movies. Well, then again, I would probably be doing this. I would probably be making the same comments if we were about to raid a temple containing a power stone. The scene. William Clark says the scene highlights. The scene highlights how much second chances are such a huge theme, specifically for the main three guys. Huh? Yeah, for yeah, second chances and just more second chances dealing with grief and how far you're willing to fight for something. It's like everything's been going well so far for the Avengers, but this had to happen. Oof. You could say the theme for of second chances works for Thanos as well. I mean, it might be a stretch, but yeah, this movie really is breezing by. Um, it really it's this movie where it's this movie really is yeah, anything less than 3 hours, um, it would have felt too rushed. Space Stone check, Power Stone check, Mind Stone check, Time Stone check, Soul Stone, no shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're not at the Soul Stone yet. He doesn't just know he's here. Speaking of problems, somebody mentioned earlier, Chris Evans hates that suit. I love how in the blooper reel for this movie, like after Chris Evans says, "I can't believe they made me wear this suit." um, the next thing they show is Brie Larson, um, like on a bunch of wires, doing like a Captain Marvel flying pose, and she's like, "Does this look cool?" It doesn't feel cool, but as long as it looks cool, that's all that matters. William Clark on YouTube says the only thing Nebula could have done to try to is to try to use the watch again to get out of there. Yeah, I mean, how it should have ended pointed that out. Nate Sheets says, imagine if both Natasha and Clint fell down there at the same time and neither of them made it back with the stone. That would have made things even more intense and complicated. Yeah. Oh, since we're halfway through the movie, I want to try to do another Twitch raid. So if you're watching on YouTube but you have a Twitch account, just head over to Twitch once the credits start rolling, since there are no stingers, and we'll do a Twitch raid. It's been a while since I've done one of those. Now we're New Jersey, 1970. Can we just appreciate that that is Stan Lee's final words? At least in term, this is final cameo, and the last thing he says is "Make love, not war." Hi, Yvette, Nicole Brown. Yeah, Stan Lee's last three cameos, I feel like, were the most meaningful. Um, yeah, Spider-Verse, um, where he says, "I'm gonna miss him. We were friends, you know." Uh, Captain Marvel, where doing the, he's on the subway reading the script for Mallrats. Um, and then this movie right here, like it's more fitting that this final Avengers movie would be his last cameo, and and fitting enough that it's the end of the Infinity Saga. I mean, considering all the great movies that the MCU has had, I'm sure Stanley would have been proud of this one as well. Mm. Yeah, this moment is, yeah, this moment serves just as much of an important purpose um, as Thor meeting his mom, except yeah, there are really moments in the score where it sounds like um, Roger Rabbit. I love the inclusion of the classic Ant Man helmet. God, the de aging effect that Marvel does with these older actors still blows my mind. Huh? It makes me wonder, how is it that Star Wars can't do the same thing? Huh? Like when Star Wars tries to de age their older actors, it just looks hideous. Huh? Hmm. Star Wars should consider using deepfakes to de-age their actors, says Nick Sheets on Twitch. Or they should just do whatever Marvel's doing, because whatever they're doing is working wonders. Ooh. Yeah, it's like, wait, that picture looks familiar. Oh, shit. Yeah, I said this Tuesday with Wanda and Vision's romance, but how is it that this romance between Peggy and Steve, despite the fact that they've only really been together in one movie, it works infinitely better than every moment Henry Cavill and Amy Adams have been together as Clark Kent and Lois Lane in the DCEU? How is that possible? Whatever. Yeah, this is a great moment. Like, especially considering that he never actually got to say goodbye to his dad. Um, sorry, I had to take in that scene. Um, the Nick Sheets on Twitch says this reminds me. I don't know if I shared this before, but there's this video of the opening of Justice League, and Henry Cavill's mustache is removed with a deep fake rather than that shitty CGI, and ends up looking much better. Yeah, I've seen that video, and it's embarrassing that something so cheap looks better than something that costs millions of dollars. Okay, the only the actor who played Jarvis in Agent Carter, the only actor who debuted in the TV shows, um, to pop up in any of the movies. So I think it's safe to say that in terms of the ABC TV shows, Agent Carter and Agents of Shield, um, still have continuity, still are canon. Whereas I think, um, what's it called? The Netflix series and Inhumans have kind of been disregarded. William Clark on YouTube says, "Fun fact that I discovered while in the Ultimates, Tony Stark is the biological son. He was actually adopted in the main Marvel universe. Huh? Interesting." Oh yeah, back to these two, because we're kind of focused on everyone else. Um, yeah, I mean everyone else got the Power Stone. The oh, thank you for the follow, Patricia 230501. Definitely appreciate it. um, Abomination 2008 on YouTube asks Nostalgia Critic or AVGN? AVGN, but nowadays I'm just more interested in James Rolfe's work than the actual AVGN stuff. Yeah, words to live by. Yeah, originally, Carol Danvers was supposed to be in this scene, and there was supposed to be this big action scene involving Thanos, but I don't think it would have worked as well. Like I've seen the deleted scene. I don't think I ever saw Carol in there, but I definitely said that they definitely had the big action scene, and it's distracting. Like it's so distracting from the heart of what this scene's supposed to be. So the Red Skull's just been standing there this whole time, listening to the two of them discuss this. Whew. Like I know before seeing this movie, I know I just watched Infinity War the night before. So it's like part of me knew what was coming, but at the same time, it's like, no, I'm not. I I don't want to accept this. So did the Red Skull just disappear? Yeah, we're at the Soul Stone part. Girl with glasses. Um, uh, 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 56 seconds in. Like again, if you want to catch, if you want to sync up correctly, just go to the look at the timer here. Yeah, the real this is the real difference between what Thanos did in Infinity War versus what Natasha does here. Like Thanos sacrifices his daughter for what he believes is the greater good, whereas Natasha's willing to sacrifice herself. And I say like I think everyone was going into this movie thinking that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers were going to be the ones to die. Uh, Little did they realize that um, that Marvel's just like, oh, we're just going to push Natasha out and have her be the one to die. Yeah, William Clark said best. No one was thinking Natasha would die. And everyone says like it should have been Clint, but that would have been too easy. Like, since there's some people out there that just don't think Clint Barton's an interesting character, it doesn't. Um, it's not as it wouldn't be as emotionally impactful. And plus, Natasha's gotten a lot more to do, and she's more developed than Clint. And that's the end of Act Two, or maybe not quite. Okay. Also, I got to be honest. Um, with this moment, when she sacrificed herself, I didn't think it was it didn't hit me as emotionally as it should have because of what Thor says eventually. Yeah, because well, I'll just let the scene play out. Yeah, this conversation here. Yeah, that moment right there. It's because the reason Natasha's sacrifice didn't impact me was because I thought, oh well, Gamora, like we still need to bring Gamora back from the dead. So I'm pretty sure whatever they do to bring Gamora back, they'll use the same thing for Natasha. But yeah, this conversation here just shows that oh no, no, she's actually gone. Natasha's actually dead, and so is Gamora. Exactly, Spider is Prime. Five signs of grief from each of the remaining core Avengers. And again, you sacrifice like Nat sacrificed herself uh, for the Soul Stone. You better make this count, huh? Okay, now we're in Act Three. Going back to the line from the first Avengers where um, Tony Stark implies that the Hulk saved um, Bruce Banner, and like, so you're saying the other guy saved my life for what? And it's for this moment. Yeah, the Cheese Whiz line is a bit harsh. I have seen Tenacious D Pick of Destiny to quantate. I don't remember it, though. I like the music, though. Yeah, this scene is just like, it's happening. Everyone brace yourself. And then going back, in Captain America: The First Avenger, Erskine told Howard to turn off the machine as he heard Steve screams, and Steve was like, "No, I can do this." That's another parallel to a previous movie where Hulk's in pain. Thor tells him to take off the gauntlet, but Steve's like, "No, no, Bruce, are you okay? Like, can you still do this?" And meanwhile, simultaneously, we get to see two very different interpretations of the blip effect. One in a more comedic sense in Spider-Man: Far From Home, and then the other in a more uh, heavy sense with WandaVision. I listened to a few Gorillaz songs to quantate. Yeah, that's the only indication you needed that everything's back to normal. Oh shit. Except, yeah, we got a Thanos to deal with. And he levels. Like, he doesn't just destroy, he nukes Avengers compound. But miraculously, no one was killed. Oh shit. Yeah, basically, Scott survived that explosion because he shrunk down to size. I think it's more miraculous that Clint survived. Because he's only human. Here's a straight up aliens scene. Like, seriously, that is aliens. Grab that gauntlet and run, Clint. The same thing I've been doing for the past 11 years. Or 10. That a great parallel to earlier in the movie with the other nebula. Yeah, y'all knew this wasn't going to be an easy fight or an easy fix. All right, have a good night, Turner Jenkins. Yeah, Milner and Stormbreaker. See, people, I've heard people say they have a problem with Thanos in this time around, where he's just like a straight up villain. or at least he's not as interesting as the last movie. And the thing is, like, his like this Thanos' plan was still to wipe out half the universe, but after seeing what the Avengers did to the Thanos in the last movie, like that changed his motivation completely. And he's like, I'm tired of you guys interfering with my, you guys interfere with my plan, so I'm gonna take you out and then completely hit restart on the universe. Why they couldn't grab past Natasha? Well, Gamora didn't enter this new timeline by choice. And the Avengers... the Avengers, like, don't know Gamora. So we know that Gamora came back. And we know who Gamora is, but the Avengers don't. Nice. Nice kills. Oh, shit. Clint's like, I'm standing to the side and letting y'all deal with this. You're at peace now, Nebula. From the other timeline. Yeah, again, I can't stress enough how impressive it is that they did so much with Nebula. Yeah, Tony learned something from that first fight with Thor, where the lightning actually powered up his armor. So it's like, hey, I'm going to take that and use it to my advantage. Okay, I'm gonna say this right here. I think I said this in my spoiler review for Endgame, but since Mjolnir was destroyed in Thor Ragnarok, in my mind I just thought, oh well, there goes Mjolnir. And even with Thor getting it back, it didn't occur to me what they were going to do in a few seconds. And it's like, I know this thing happens in the comics, but somehow with what they, like, destroying Mjolnir, I just didn't think it would ever happen. And I was just like, oh, Thor's calling Mjolnir. Thor's got this. Wait, Thor didn't call that. He's worthy! And everyone loses their shit at this moment. Yeah. Yeah, what did you say about me being a laboratory experiment, Stark? Can a laboratory experiment be worthy to wield Mjolnir? And then, yeah, everyone goes nuts. Steve kicks all the ass, but now Thanos has the advantage. And that premonition that Tony Stark had in Age of Ultron, it wasn't for nothing. Because now that shield is shattered. Okay, maybe not shattered, but it's certainly damaged. Yeah, now it's personal. As long as one man stands against you, Thanos, you'll never be able to claim victory. Like, he doesn't say it like in the Infinity Gauntlet book, but that moment where he stands up and tightens his shield, he might as well have said that line. One of my favorite shots in the entire franchise. It's like, oh shit, what's happening? Yes! Guys, this is the first time I've rewatched Endgame since Chadwick Boseman's passing, and there's something sad about seeing him be the first one to walk out of that portal, knowing that we're never going to see him again. God, this moment. It's like, we've had enough of you, Thanos. Yeah. There's Wanda. Howard the Duck. Quiet, everyone, quiet. Yeah. Um, I would say 7 years since the first Avengers movie, and we finally get to hear the iconic quote, Avengers Assemble. Yet, girl with glasses, like at the point when Hope Van Dyne Wasp pops up, if you look on the right side, very briefly, you could see Howard the Duck walking through the portal with a gun. Boom! We really don't get that many like giant battles with armies, do we? Of course, there's Mantis in the background, just putting these soldiers to sleep. Crush you like an ant. And I am an ant man. Oh no, is the stream still going good? Because my PS4 just said internet connection was lost. Peter finally got that hug. A lot of people have criticized this movie in particular, for just having a lot of fan service. But the thing is, it's fan service that feeds into the story and the characters. It's not like Stream is still doing great, good. It's not like in Rise of Skywalker or even Justice League where it's fan service for the sake of fan service. Like no, every bit of fan service that nods back to the previous films is there for a reason. Nick Sheets says it perfectly. It earned its use of fan service. Yeah. Yeah, and during this whole battle, I can name out every bit of fan service that calls back to the other films. Um, like we just talked about, or like the Cap being worthy of Mjolnir. Not only does that go back to the hammer lifting contest in Age of Ultron, but also the conversation in the first Avengers where Tony said, "You're a laboratory experiment. Everything special about you came out of a bottle." Yes. Thank God the van was. Thank God the van wasn't destroyed. The last time we saw Hope, she made fun of Quill calling Steve Rogers Cap, and now look who's saying it. The van is the key to all this. Yeah. Or at least we hope. Yeah, what? Yeah, Clint's being a badass. It's Civil War. T'Challa didn't care to know who Clint's name, and now he refers to him by name. Boom. Oh, you're fucked, Thanos. You're so fucked. It's like, I can grieve later in a sitcom world. Right now, I'm angry, and I'm going to destroy you. Yeah, T'Challa remembered. And Peter Parker's refusal to use instant kill in Spider-Man Homecoming. He's now in a war zone, so desperate times call for desperate measures. He's going to have to use instant kill. Oh yeah, yeah, how it should have ended is just a great channel overall. Yeah, if he didn't make that call, Wanda would have stopped it. Would have killed him right there on the spot. Huh? I'm so glad that they finally put Pepper in the rescue armor, even if that's probably the only time we'll see her. Because with Robert Downey Jr. no longer in the series, I don't think there's any real reason to bring Gwyneth Paltrow back. You know, when I saw the first Spider-Man movie in 2002, I don't think in the future I would have ever imagined seeing Spider-Man carry the Infinity Gauntlet while riding Mjolnir being thrown by Captain America. Like, that wasn't even a concept in my 11-year-old mind. See, I don't want Peter Parker to carry on Tony's legacy. I want him to become I want him to be more Spider-Man independent and not have to rely on Tony Stark's past. Rocket's not prepared to lose Groot again. Even though Groot's bigger than him, Rocket still protects him like a child. I'm sorry, this moment coming up, it gives me chills every time. Like, sure, it might seem Deus Ex Machina a bit, but we knew she had to come back. Yeah, it's giving me chills right now seeing Carol Danvers take out Thanos' ship, and like it's like holy shit, I remember her theme song. Razorbike left a comment in the YouTube chat that I will address once we get to the credits because it's something that is worth mentioning. And the moment that for some reason it's a few seconds long and it made everyone so mad. Like, does it feel too much? Perhaps. Is it enough to really get mad over? No. I mean, Infinity War did that moment a little better, in my opinion, but for me, that was more like a moment for Natasha, where all the women Avengers get together. Razorbike on YouTube says, I love how happy this part made my mom. That's good. See, something good came out of it. I just say, even though um, even though I'm probably one of the biggest defenders for Carol Danvers in the MCU, I'm actually really glad that she's not unstoppable to Thanos, because like it could have been a Superman situation in Justice League, and I'm talking about both cuts where Superman comes in and all of a sudden Steppenwolf is easily defeated. It's like even when Carol Danvers comes in, um, Thanos is still a challenge and she doesn't win. And also, since she only appeared in one movie, Carol should not have been the one to take out Thanos, which I'm sure the Russos, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely and Kevin Feige knew that. I do love that moment there, where it's like, that headbutt's not going to work on me. Remember, 14,605,000. And this is the only scenario we win. Make your call, Tony. Oh, is the stream buffering on Twitch? How is it on YouTube's end, guys? Wah, wah. Okay, it says excellent on my end. Um, Avatar got its highest grossing film thrown back pretty quickly, didn't it? Says King Raiko on YouTube. Which, first of all, welcome. I don't think I saw you in the. Um, I don't think I saw you in the chat beforehand in the stream, but yeah, if I feel like if it wasn't for COVID, Avatar probably wouldn't have been re-released, and Avengers would still be the number one movie. But at the end of the day, who cares? Like, I mean, I feel like I'm in the minority of people that likes Avatar still, but at the end of the day, this switch around is not going to it's not going to affect my life. And all good all fantastic 10-year movie sagas, it ends with the villain getting dusted away. Like he went out the same way Lord Voldemort did. Yeah, y'all are gonna have to forgive me if I don't talk that much during this part here. Abomination 2008 on YouTube says, "What if Sonic fought Thanos? Sonic would be a dead hedgehog." Yeah. Okay, I've been trying to avoid this as long as I can, but this moment makes me even that much more pissed off at Batman versus Superman. How they carelessly wasted the death of Superman. Like the death of Superman could have been something like this, where it's several movies in and like the DCEU and Snyder earned Superman's death. Oh no, don't feel ashamed about that, girl with glasses. At the press screening, a lot of us were doing the same thing, including myself. Like, I was not afraid to hide the fact that this entire ending got me. That shot hits harder again, knowing that we'll never see Chadwick Boseman again as T'Challa. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't think it was appropriate to speak during that part. Oh, you talking about the kid from Iron Man 3? All grown up now? Oh, poor Wanda. Uh, I don't think Hank Pym has an ounce of respect for Tony Stark. Ooh. I wonder if I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that maybe the flowers were also meant for Natasha as well. They don't say it, but I'm just in my head canon. That's what I'm gonna go with. That they don't disrespect Natasha. I'm not laughing. Abomination 2008 says everyone cries over Iron Man's death, but no one cries over Thanos' death. Yeah, because Thanos was a genocidal maniac. Like his plan was not well thought out for everyone, and he was a murderer. Like he really committed genocide. So fuck Thanos. He doesn't get any sympathy. We're back with this. Excuse me. Thanos was not a good guy, Abomination 2008. What are you talking about? Unless you're being sarcastic. Mantis got really sadistic there over the idea of Quill and Thor using knives to fight each other. Thanos did nothing wrong, says Abomination 2008. Yeah, why don't you tell that to Monica Rambeau, who missed the death of her mother while she was snapped away? Huh? Why don't you tell that to Wanda Maximoff, who the love of her life was killed by Thanos? Why don't you tell that to Clint Barton, whose family disappeared thanks to Thanos? Huh? Thanos did nothing wrong, my ass. Anyone who... I'm probably overreacting to this, but anyone who does that, anyone who believes Thanos did nothing wrong, you might want to keep an eye out for that person. It's a whole subreddit dedicated to Thanos being the good guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, watching the movies in the order they were made as your first viewing is the best thing to do, but as a rewatch, it's a lot better to watch the series in chronological order, or at least the Infinity Saga, because the first movie is Captain America: The First Avenger, and the last character we actually follow is Steve Rogers. I don't want to see that Reddit. Silverberry 328. Oh no, this is something else. What is the deal with the Joe Biden picture? I don't want to see that either. Uh, Whatever. He said, Friday the 13th, says Thanos made decisions no one else would consider for the betterment of mankind. He sacrificed his own daughter. Sometimes the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Yeah, he sacrificed his daughter for what he believes is the best thing for everyone, which, as this movie showed, what worked for one or a few planets does not work for everything else. Meanwhile, Natasha sacrifices her own life. Natasha sacrifices her own life so everybody could come back. Like, no, Thanos was doing it for his own needs. Natasha was doing it for the needs of everyone else. And Tony. That's not Joe Biden, it's old man Cap. Yeah, okay, there you go. I don't know if that's CG or if it's practical. I thought there were set photos where it was actually practical old age makeup. Uh, if it is practical, it actually looks good. I kind of wish. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I had to delay this watch party by a week because when I did the Incredible Hulk, it was glitching out completely. So I had to delay everything. Um, if it wasn't for that week long delay, we would have been doing Infinity War and Endgame last week, the same week as that Falcon and the Winter Soldier debuts. So this would have made a perfect segue into that show. Whatever you do, just don't make sure another white man doesn't become Captain America. I've seen a couple Ken Burns documentaries, but I don't think I've seen that particular one. Yeah, the first time I heard this song was in Winter Soldier, and some reason the song weirdly enough reminded me of college. I don't know why, but that was just the case. The Incredible Hulk doesn't feel like it was 2 months ago. Yeah, but it was. These flew by faster than the Godzilla movies did. But then again, there's 23 movies versus the 35 movies that we did for Godzilla. Again, perfect ending for for watching this in chronological order. The last scene of the movie of the first Avenger is Cap going, "I had a date," and the last movie is him finally getting that dance with the love of his life. I don't think you could have had. I know we got one more movie to go with Spider-Man: Far From Home, but I don't think you could have had a more perfect ending. And by the way, the lights, the little shining coming from what's the galaxy, I literally thought it was people walking out of the theater after the movie was done. I'm like, who's walking out of the theater? And I turn around and go, oh, the doors aren't open. Everyone's still here. Oh, that's the movie. Do not try to like you have my respect for Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. That doesn't sound like a villain to me. Well, I mean, when Peter Parker suddenly dies and leaves an unbelievable amount of guilt on Tony Stark, that's villainous. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way you could ever look at what Thanos is doing and say, yeah, that's a hero right there. Like, no, no. Razorbike says, yeah, now I prefer this to Infinity War. Nice. Yeah, still my favorite comic book movie of all time. Um, Nick Sheets on Twitch says, and from this point onward, it's now up to Spidey, Captain Marvel, and Doctor Strange to carry on the legacy that Tony, Cap, and Natasha left behind. I'm sure there'll be other heroes to do that as well. I mean, because Sam Wilson's literally becoming the next Captain America. Amazing that even after he stopped, after Jon Favreau stopped directing the Iron Man movies, he still stayed on as Happy. Man, I love the way they send off the original six Avengers, like with the actor signatures. Like I don't think I've ever seen a movie do that before. Um, and it really is like you want to stand up, and even though we know a few of these actors are coming back still, you just want to like stand up and give them a round of applause. Like, especially with both Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. I remember when I first saw this movie. Um, um, yeah, with Robert Downey Jr. at the end of the screening, my friend Rachel was really, she said out loud, "Well done." Um, okay, there you go. Yeah, that does it for Avengers Endgame. Again, there's no stinger, so we're just gonna jump right into a raid. And YouTube chat, I'm very disappointed in you guys for defending, even though it's a fictional character, justifying the actions of a genocidal maniac. And after what this movie has shown constantly, and what we've seen with WandaVision, no, what he did not benefit the characters. So I'm very disappointed in you, YouTube chat, for not all of you, but some of you out there for thinking Thanos was in the right. He was not. Thanos was never, ever in the right. Anyway, that does it for Avengers Endgame. If y'all are on YouTube, or if I haven't pissed you off who are defending Thanos, if you have a Twitch account, I want you all to head over to, if you want to head over to Twitch, we'll try to, who do we want to raid? Let's go ahead and raid Emma. Do I want to raid Emma 5? Yeah, let's go ahead and raid Emma 5. So, again, if you're on YouTube, head over to twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. And we'll go ahead and raid her. Silverberry328 says, all right, everyone have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. See you on Tuesday for the last MCU movie. Yeah, that's right. We're doing we're not quite done with this. I should probably mention this before we start rating a channel. Somebody asked me in the chat, in the YouTube chat, will I continue to do Marvel movies and Godzilla movies afterwards? Since Godzilla and the MCU are ever continuing, since they're ever continuing franchises, I will be doing watch parties on YouTube and Twitch for any future movies, including Godzilla vs. Kong and Black Widow, which probably aren't going to happen until those movies come out on Blu-ray. Because with Godzilla vs. Kong, HBO Max will have it for only 30 days. But then for Black Widow, I'm sure a lot of people out there do not want to pay $30 to watch it on Disney Plus Premium. So I'm going to wait till both those movies come out on Blu-ray. But once we get done with the MCU, we're going to be doing the Star Wars Skywalker Saga starting on May 4th. And then after that, we're doing the Harry Potter series starting in June. But after that, any more watch parties that I decide to do that aren't Godzilla or Marvel Cinematic Universe will be Twitch exclusive, and they'll only happen every other week. Once I get to a certain goal on patreon.com, which by the way, patreon.com/The Real Mr. Robinson if you want to help support financially. If you pledge to the $3 tier, you get exclusive access to bonus content that nobody else gets to see, most notably individual TV episode reviews. But if you can't subscribe to me, or if you can't support me on Patreon, that's fine. Just subscribing to me on YouTube and following me on Twitch is good enough. Anyway, folks, it looks like everyone's taking off, so I guess no Twitch raid? Let me go to YouTube and see if you guys will pop on Twitch. All right, YouTube chat. There's the Twitch link. Okay, Girl with Glasses is still on Twitch. I got 3 people. I think that's enough time to... I think we can do a Twitch raid. So yeah, again, there's no end stinger to this movie, so we're just going to hop right in. Though somebody did ask me, were you supposed to have a guest on your spoiler review for Endgame? I was, but things didn't work out. But whatever, that's 2 years ago. That's in the past. All right, folks. Those of you who are on Twitch, it's only 2 people. Let me go to that dashboard, and we'll start up the raid, even if it's only 2 people. You know, even though it's just 2 people, I want to raid anyway, just because I haven't done it in a while. This Saturday on Twitch, come back for the last half of Injustice: Gods Among Us. We're going to finish out the story mode there. And Sunday, I'll be working on trying to get my Twitch set up for streaming on Twitch. My Switch set up for streaming on Twitch. Jesus. Doesn't help that Nintendo's console sounds exactly the same as a streaming platform. All right, folks, thank you all for joining me. And going to start the raid on Emma Fife. Hope you all have a good night. Enjoy the raid. Until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one. Until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one. Probably should do that when